Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Todd Chrisley stands by his and wife's innocence, will keep fighting. Reality stars Todd Chrisley and his wife, Julie, were recently freed from lives behind bars after being granted a pardon from President Donald Trump. While they have their freedom, Todd still maintains his and his wife's innocence concerning the original charges that led to their 2022 conviction. Recently, the Chrisley Knows Best star spoke about these charges and what he plans to do next during a recent press conference. Todd Chrisley became known to audiences from the USA Network series, Chrisley Knows Best. The series looked at Todd, a real estate tycoon, and his family, based in Atlanta and later Nashville. In 2022, however, Todd and his wife Julie were convicted of a variety of charges, including bank fraud and tax evasion. In early 2023, Todd reported to his 12-year sentence at federal prison camp in Pensacola. For her part, Julie was sentenced to 7 years and reported to the Federal Medical Center in Lexington. However, Todd and Julie would soon obtain an early release after receiving a pardon from President Donald Trump. Following his release, Todd appeared as a press conference with his daughter Savannah in Nashville on May 30. During the moment, Todd maintained his and his wife's innocence concerning the charges against them. As he shared at the time, "I was convicted of something I did not do." It could be you. It could be any of you. And somewhere in this room, someone has had a family member that has been affected by this system. So I understand the shame that's around it. But I refuse to feed into that because shame is like a cancer that just spreads. And I have no shame. Todd emphasized that he would continue to fight and expose conditions in modern prisons. As he shared, "So I will continue to fight for all the guys that I dealt with, and that I was blessed to be with at FPC Pensacola. I will continue to expose the injustices that go on there, and throughout the Department of, and throughout the Bureau of Prisons." As shared by News Nation, Todd and Julie's daughter, Savannah, had long been an advocate for her parents' release. During the press conference, she also talked about how evidence was used against her parents that was ruled to be thrown out because it was obtained illegally. During the conference, Todd also recently touched on his and his wife's return to the world of reality television. This comes out as Lifetime had previously announced plans for a new docuseries concerning the Chrisley family. Following their release, fans had previously wondered if they would see Todd and Julie become part of the show. Todd eventually confirmed he and his wife started filming literally the night that we got home. Did you watch the press conference of Todd and Savannah during their Nashville press conference? Make sure you come back to for all the latest reality TV and hued lights of reality television to the gray shadows of courtrooms. Todd Chrisley's life has become an unlikely blend of glitz and grit. Known for his razor-sharp wit, southern charm, and unshakable confidence, the Chrisley Knows Best patriarch now finds himself cast in the role of a man embattled, not on screen, but in real life. Yet through all the trials, literal and figurative, Todd remains resolute. His message? He and his wife, Julie, are innocent, and he's not backing down. This is far from over, Todd declared in a recent statement from prison, a place far removed from the manicured homes and designer wardrobes of his television heyday. His words, like steel wrapped in silk, echoed with a quiet determination. "Julie and I will keep fighting, not just for our freedom, but for the truth. Because the truth does not require permission to exist." From fame to felony, it was a descent that no fan could have predicted. Todd and Julie Chrisley, stars of a hit USA Network show chronicling their lavish lifestyle and familial antics, went from being America's favorite Southern family to the subjects of federal scrutiny. In 2022, they were convicted on charges including bank fraud and tax evasion, resulting in lengthy prison sentences for both. But Todd's narrative doesn't end at the courtroom door. If anything, he sees this chapter as a necessary crucible, a refining fire to expose what he insists is a deep miscarriage of justice. "This is about more than us," Todd wrote in a letter to supporters. "It's about a system that is supposed to protect the innocent and punish the guilty. But what happens when that system gets it wrong?" A family in the fire. Todd and Julie's convictions sent shockwaves through their tight-knit family. Their daughter, Savannah Chrisley, quickly assumed the role of guardian, advocate, and occasional media spokesperson. Juggling parenting duties for her younger siblings and championing her parents' cause, Savannah has been vocal about what she describes as blatant missteps in the case. "They were railroaded," Savannah said during a recent podcast episode. "We have the receipts, literally. There's so much the jury never heard, so much the public doesn't know. But we won't stop until the truth comes out." Todd, never one to shy away from attention, even in adversity, has kept his voice active behind bars. Whether through letters, podcast recordings facilitated by his legal team, or public statements, he has maintained his innocence and criticized what he calls prosecutorial overreach. Faith, not fear. Faith has always been the backbone of the Chrisley identity, and now it serves as the cornerstone of Todd and Julie's endurance. The couple often reference their spirituality on their show, but in the isolation of prison, their beliefs have deepened. "God does not abandon his children in the valley," Todd wrote. "He walks with us through it. And this valley, this test, will become our testimony." Sources close to the Chrisleys say both Todd and Julie have leaned heavily on their faith communities. Bible studies, prayer groups, and scripture have become daily rituals, sustaining their spirits as their legal team pursues appeals. "They're not just sitting back," a close family friend said. "They are actively fighting this, strategically, legally, spiritually. They're preparing for the long game." The fight for vindication. The appeals process is underway. Todd's legal team has submitted documents alleging prosecutorial misconduct, mishandling of evidence, and misleading testimony. Among their claims is the accusation that critical evidence was either ignored or misrepresented during the trial. Legal analysts remain divided on the likelihood of success. Appeals in federal cases are notoriously uphill battles, but the Chrisleys' lawyers argue that this case has the makings of a future reversal, or at the very least a retrial. "This was a case of headlines, not justice," said one legal commentator. "When public image starts to weigh heavier than proof, everyone should be concerned, whether you're a celebrity or not." And that's part of Todd's message, that this isn't just about him. It's about anyone who could be ensnared by what he calls a narrative-first, facts-second judicial process. Public opinion, a divided court. Outside the courtroom, the court of public opinion remains split. Some see the Chrisleys' case as a classic tale of karma, the downfall of people who seemed too flashy, too perfect. Others see a deeper injustice. Supporters flood social media with messages of encouragement, posting Bible verses, snapshots of the Chrisley family from happier times, and hashtags like #FreeToddandJulie. Critics, meanwhile, point to the mountain of evidence presented in court and question how a couple with such public extravagance could possibly be victims.